Hi, so the Zergling is really good against the Hydralisk. Reason number one, the Hydralisk has an explosive damage, so it deals just 50% damage to the Zergling, and the Zergling deals 100% damage to the Hydra. And for the price of one Hydra, you get 4 Zerglings, and 4 Zerglings have a lot more DPS and a lot higher HP than the Hydralisk, so it is very good. I don't think that the Zergling is perfect because the Hydra still has the advantage of a ranged unit. So for example, if you put the Hydras between buildings or if you just have a really big clump of Hydra, the Zerglings are not going to get a good surround. But overall, I think the Zergling is very good. It's an A tier. The Lurker also is very good against the Hydralisk. So number one, the Lurker is a medium unit, so it takes just 75% damage from the Hydralisk. Next thing, the Lurker outranges the Hydralisk. It has a range of 7, Hydra only has a range 4 to 5, and the Lurker has a normal damage, it deals 100% to everything, and the Lurker has a splash damage. So I think the Lurker is really an S tier counter to the Hydralisk, and you also don't even need that much time to produce the Lurker because you need the Lurker aspect upgrade to be able to make Lurkers, but to make Hydralisks you also need 2 upgrades, so you can essentially make a Lurker as soon as you can make an upgraded Hydralisk, so the Lurker is really an S tier counter. Then we have the Queen, and the Queen is not really good. So number one, the Spawn Broodling spell is a very expensive spell and it one-shots a biological ground unit. But the Hydralisk is not really an expensive unit, and this spell is only useful against really expensive single biological units like the Ultralisk or an High Templar. So the Broodling is a waste against the Hydralisk. And the other spell, the Ensnare, I think is pretty good because Ensnare reduces the movement speed and the attack frequency in an area of effect. So if you use the Ensnare against a bunch of Hydralisks, it's going to make the fight easier for you. So I think because it has some use because of the Ensnare spell, it's not completely useless. I'm going to put the Queen into C tier, but it's not a strong unit. Then we have the Defiler, and the Defiler is very good. So reason number one, the Dark Swarm makes units under the Dark Swarm invulnerable to ranged attacks. So if you make a Dark Swarm and you put your units into the Dark Swarm, the units are going to be invulnerable to the Hydralisk attack. So just for the Dark Swarm, I think the Defiler is already strong against the Hydralisk. The second spell, Plague, is also very good because it is an area of effect spell, and Hydralisks always appear in groups. So if you cast this spell on a group of Hydralisks, all Hydralisks are going to continually lose HP until they have just 1 HP left, and it will be very easy for your other units to kill the Hydralisk. So the Defiler is of course an S tier, but at least at high level play, you're probably never going to see this interaction because high level ZVZ and just almost never goes to Hive Tech, but if it goes to Hive Tech, the Defiler is extremely strong. Next we have the Ultralisk, and the Ultralisk is a large unit, so it takes 100% damage from the Hydralisk, but it also deals 100% damage to the Hydra because it has a normal attack. And I think the Ultra can be pretty strong against the Hydra, because if we assume full upgrades, the Ultra has 6 armor, and a fully upgraded Hydra deals 13 damage. So the Ultra will absorb approximately 50% of the Hydra damage. And a second reason is the Ultralisk is as fast as a speed upgraded Hydralisk. And if you take the Ultralisk speed upgrade, the Ultralisk is even faster than an Hydralisk. So the Hydralisk can't really kite the Ultralisk. And although the unit itself, I think it's pretty strong, the unit itself would probably be an A tier counter to the Hydra, but you also need a very large infrastructure to make the Ultralisk. I mean, you need a lair, a Queen's Nest, a Hive, an Ultralisk Cavern, and you need the 2 upgrades to make a fully upgraded Ultra. So it's just a very late game unit, and because of this, I'm only going to put it into B tier. The unit itself is strong, but it just takes too long to build. And then we have the Devourer. That's an easy D tier because it doesn't have a ground attack. It can't attack the Hydralisk. The StarCraft 1 Mutalisk is a small unit, so it just takes 50% damage from the Hydra. That's good for the Muta. On the other hand, the Muta has normal damage, so it deals 100% damage to the Hydra. But still, I think it is a unit that is difficult to rate because it is very reliant on micromanagement. So, I mean, for the price of one Muta, you get 2 Hydralisks, and if you just A-move the Mutalisks, one Mutalisk loses against 2 Hydralisks, okay? So if you don't micro at all, if you just A-move, it is probably a C tier, it's not strong, but then again, if you have really strong micro, so you stack the Mutalisks on one each other, and then you attack the Hydralisks, you pick off one Hydralisks, fly off, and do that again and again. So if you have this really sick micro, then the Mutalisk is probably very good, an A tier or might be an S tier. But I think for the average gamer, it's probably a B tier. So it takes little damage from the Hydralisk, but it takes a lot of attention and a lot of micromanagement to really utilize the Mutalisk. So I think I'll go to B tier. And then we have the Guardian. And the Guardian is not a good unit against the Hydra. It's not a good unit in general, I think. So the Guardian is large. It takes 100% damage from the Hydralisk. And the Guardian has little HP and little damage for the price. So the only good thing about the Guardian is it has a good range of 8 and it is a flying unit. So I think the only way to make use of the Guardian is to get into a good position. So for example, if you put the Guardian over a cliff and the Hydralisk can't reach the Guardian, then the Guardian can get free shots on the Hydralisk. Or if you put the Guardian over a lake, the Hydra will also not be able to get into range to the Guardian, so that's good. But I mean, if you don't have like a really strong position with the Guardian is just very weak at fighting. So I think I'm going to put it into C tier. The Scourge is an easy D tier, doesn't have no anti-ground attack. It's an easy D tier. And the Sunken is pretty okay, I think, against the Hydralisk. So number one, it's a building, so it takes 100% damage from the Hydralisk, but it has 2 armor, so the Hydra damage output gets reduced a little bit. And the Sunken has an explosive attack, so it deals 75% damage per shot, so this would be 30 damage per shot. So the Sunken is always going to 3-shot the Hydralisk. That's pretty nice, but it also dies quickly to the Hydralisk. Overall, I think the Sunken is a B tier. Alright dudes, thanks for watching.